Hi everyone, just wanted to let you know this video was filmed back in May over Memorial Day weekend. As a result, it's pretty upbeat. I was celebrating the 3-day weekend, and before I posted this, George Floyd was murdered and protests erupted around the world. I didn't want this to be posted without any context because I felt like it would be incredibly tone deaf. But I just wanted to say that Black Lives Matter and they will continue to matter. And now we can get into the review. And today I'm reviewing the new Tarte Hydrocealer Concealer. I've used Tarte concealers for a long time, particularly the Creaseless concealers. I actually really love these. I know these have bad reviews, but I love that they're medium coverage. They're very hydrating. The problem is that they're just very thick and not that easy to blend. So I'm really hoping that the new Hydrocealer is more lightweight in texture, but gives me that same hydration and that same coverage that I want. I bought the concealer on Sephora for $10 because they sell mini versions, which is awesome. But it's the size of a Tic Tac. This is gonna last me like a week straight. If you're looking for a mini size that's gonna last you a few months, probably not your best bet, but if you're like me and you really like trying before you buy a full size, then this might be a nice option. Just know that it is she tiny. As for the claims that Tarte makes about this concealer, they say it has HydroFlex technology, which kind of like moves with your skin, doesn't settle into laugh lines or smile lines, and doesn't crease. It's lightweight, it looks like skin, it provides 12-hour hydration, and has medium coverage. So to me, that sounds like a dream. I had a little bit of problems trying to figure out what would be the right one for me. This is the shade 14B Fair Light Beige. I looked at some of the initial YouTube reviews and I saw that the shade I was gonna get, which was 20N, looked super dark and super yellow on everyone, even on people with a lot darker skin than I have. So I knew that that wasn't gonna work. But this one's only a couple shades lighter and all the other ones were described as like yellow undertones. So not really sure what's going on there. So you can see it's a little bit lighter than my skin, which is great if you like, you know, brightening and you like sort of highlighting around your face. But for me, I would have preferred a little bit of a darker shade. But enough of that, let's actually put it on my face. So I'm already wearing my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue and some brow gel, and I'm not wearing any concealer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same amount that I would with any other concealer. For the purpose of this demo, let's just do a little doop-de-doop, see what happens. It's not medium coverage. I'm just gonna be honest about that right now. This is not medium coverage. I'm gonna try using my fingers and see if I get a little bit more coverage that way. I can already tell you, having used this once, the claim that I disagree with is that this is medium coverage. It's absolutely not. It's super light coverage. It feels really nice. It feels very thin, much thinner than Shape Tape. Definitely thinner than the Creaseless concealer. You know what though? It doesn't feel as hydrating as the Creaseless concealer. This looks and feels exactly like the Fab Bendy Avocado concealer. I'm gonna go get that. I grabbed two concealers that remind me of the Tarte one. First, I'm gonna swatch the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado concealer. Then I have the Sephora collection concealer. It's the Gel Serum Concealer. I think this one might even be more similar. Wow, that really reminds me of the Tarte one. Now we're gonna take the Tarte and see. I don't know. It's probably just because this doe foot applicator is so small. Let me just see if I can get a little more. There we go. The Sephora Gel Serum Concealer and the Tarte Hydrocealer feel, if I like touch them, feel very similar, but the Tarte one does feel more hydrating. The Sephora one's setting a little bit and the Tarte one is staying still quite, not tacky because it's not sticky, but you can just feel that there's a lot more like wetness to it than the Sephora one. And then the Fab one actually is probably the thinnest of the bunch. As for the way that it looks on my eyes, I actually don't hate it, but let's try to build it up because I know a lot of people prefer more of a glam look than I do. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Cute. What's interesting is I actually am liking the concealer more today than when I tried it yesterday. When I got the package, I immediately put it on my face and I had no makeup on. It looks a lot better over a light coverage tinted moisturizer than it did on bare skin because I had no makeup on and the shade was a little too light. I think this concealer really needs that kind of extra tinted moisturizer base. And the way that it's looking, I don't feel that this would perform very well over a high coverage foundation or a really glam look. I think this is for the Glossier girls or for those no makeup folks. I don't know if you can see this, but my pigmentation is peeking through. Let me just see if I can add a little bit more coverage. I do have quite a lot of sun damage right under my eyes, and that's something that is important to me to try to conceal. You know, honestly, it really didn't, you can still see it right there. It honestly didn't really cover that much. It just adds a little bit of coverage and a little bit of hydration, and honestly, I think this looks pretty good for a no makeup look. However, that's not how this concealer was marketed. It was marketed as a medium coverage concealer, which is the same thing as the Creaseless concealer. This is very much medium coverage. So let's go ahead and compare those. So these are the 3 Tarte concealers I have. This is the Creaseless concealer in 13N, Fair Light Neutral. This is the Hydrocealer in 14B, Fair Light Beige. And this is the Tarte Creaseless concealer in 20N, which is just like light neutral. I would say that this missed the mark for me in terms of coverage. Like, it really did make my under eyes look pretty nice for a no makeup day, for a natural makeup day. I can totally see people loving this if they like the Glossier Stretch Concealer, or if, you know, they like the Sephora Gel Serum Concealer, any type of lightweight concealer. It feels very lightweight. It feels hydrating. I haven't tried it with powder because, to be honest, I don't really wear powder under my eyes. So I'm just going to wear this and wear test it the way I normally would. But for now, I think it looks pretty nice. I'm just off the bat disappointed with both the size of the $10 mini version. I mean, it looks like a point perk, right? Like, it looks like a little Tic Tac that you would get as 100 points on Sephora. But regardless of the size, I'm just disappointed that Tarte described this as a medium coverage, because it's really not. Since it's Memorial Day weekend, I'm gonna go jump in the hot tub and probably sweat off all my makeup, but I will do a couple check-ins and see how this wears. Okay, it's a couple hours later. I'm about to film a video that's a collab with my friend Carson, and just wanted to show the concealer. It's looking pretty good. It does settle into lines, and it claims not to, but I've never met a concealer that doesn't settle into lines. I just feel like we need to try to stop talking about being creaseless, you know? It just seems so dumb to me, but I actually think the concealer looks pretty nice. It's not cakey. I didn't powder it. Yeah, not much else to say yet. Concealer check-in. Little creasy, so we good. Cheers. Okay, last check-in of the day. So I didn't wear it a full 12 hours to test the 12-hour hydration, but I did go in the hot tub, which basically accelerates a wear test by like 7 hours. For a light coverage concealer, I don't think it looks that bad. Sure, you can see it definitely settled into my fine lines, but every concealer does that, so I'm not surprised. It still feels pretty hydrated. Honestly, even though things look a little bit messy right now, I think it looks pretty good. Will I buy a full size of this? No, I have so many other light coverage concealers. This just didn't do anything new or unique. But if you're in the market for a hydrating light coverage concealer, this might be a good bet for you. I just wanted it to be what it said it was, which is a medium coverage, and it's not. But still a perfectly fine product. So that just about does it for me. I don't think I could talk about a concealer anymore. But I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know if you tried this concealer and what you think of it. I'm super curious what everyone else is gonna say. And I'll see you next time.